Snake attacks are pretty common and have been for many years. But now that we have camera phones on us at all times, it makes it easier for us to capture the scariest snake attacks of all time. Here's a list of the 15 that were so crazy you would have had a hard time believing if they hadn't been caught on camera. From an anaconda wrapping itself around a woman's arm, to biting down on a man's arm or attacking a dog, this video has it all. Let's get started. This clip shows a woman putting her hand where an anaconda is, trying to pick it up. Not surprisingly at all, the anaconda wraps itself around her arm and begins tightening its grip, something an anaconda is pretty known for. It coils itself around her arm so tightly that the woman ends up shrieking in pain. Maybe this will serve as a lesson to never put your hand anywhere near an anaconda. Here we have another anaconda, but this time it has managed to bite into a man's arm with its teeth dangerously close to an artery. The snake's grip was so tight that it took 3 people to try to pry the teeth from the man's arm. And once they had managed to take the snake off, we can see that the man's arm had started bleeding. If the first clip didn't persuade you to stay away from anacondas, then this one might.
The anaconda breaks free.
Before we move on, we've got a speed challenge for you. If you subscribe to Facts Junkie and hit the bell icon in the next 5 seconds, you'll win 10 years of incredible luck. Give it a shot. It actually works. We can assure you, 5 dogs and a snake in an action-packed fight is something you don't see every day. While the snake is trying its best to defend itself from the 5 dogs, dogs have pretty quick reflexes that aren't letting the snake get the best of them. But if the snake is venomous, all it would need is a small window of opportunity to easily kill one of the dogs. But from what we can see in the clip, the fight seems to be pretty one-sided, with the dogs having the time of their lives annoying a snake. If you ask us, we're with the dogs on this one. These 2 men here decided that it would be a good way to pass time by wrestling with an anaconda. And that too, underwater where movement is twice as difficult. While we know an anaconda can take down 2 men like they're just small bugs, the men seemed to do a good job of defending themselves, until they realized this was a very mismatched fight, and would be best to stop before they got seriously injured. Wise call. While we don't have much context from this next video, it seems that the woman is holding a pet snake and trying to show off how tamed he is. She sticks out her tongue until Snake decides that it has had enough of the tame life and goes for the big guns, aka bites the woman's breast. Although there wasn't any serious damage, as the woman's friends had managed to get the snake away from her before there could be, it still is one reason to never mess with snakes, no matter how tame they may seem. A situation none of us would like to be in. We can see this man struggling as he gets strangled by an anaconda in muddy water. However, fortunately, he wasn't alone, and there was a friend to help him fight the anaconda off. But if we're being honest, 2 men are nothing in front of an anaconda who has decided to have you for lunch and dinner both. Taking a break from all those anacondas, here we have a rattlesnake face to face with this man. Since the rattlesnake isn't really in an attacking mood, the man tried to move the snake around until it became irritated. Well, then what? It started rattling its tail, and the man jumped out just in time to avoid being bitten. What is up with these snakes looking at humans like they're a big old juicy Big Mac? This woman in Thailand made headlines when she revealed that she got bitten by a snake while sleeping. Not only that, but thanks to her night cam, she had video to prove it. Here we see a snake creeping its way slowly towards the woman and biting her leg, which ultimately woke her up. Fortunately, this woman didn't take too long to spring into action and left the room quickly before the snake could try more of its tricks. After watching this, sleeping in the dark is not going to be easy. Turns out no one is safe from these snakes, not even professional python handlers. When fighting with a python, it managed to latch itself onto the python handler's face and tighten its grip until help came. While the python handler tried to pry his face away from the python, the camera caught blood dripping from his face. Although he did manage to get the snake from his face, it then bit his fingers. If that doesn't show you how dangerous snakes can be, nothing will.
South Florida snake expert Steve Massix become the victim of an attack.
As if that wasn't enough, then here is another video of a giant python biting a man's face. This man owns all these snakes and took the python out with its eggs to try to get them to hatch. However, the snake decided to attack the man right in the face. Although there wasn't any serious damage besides some blood, the fact that the snake could touch the man's face means it can also bite him. And that's just as terrifying if you ask us.
The good news is, look how many eggs there are. Whoa! Yep, like I said, we should have the other camera.
It's not just humans and dogs that are victims of snake attacks.
Just like this.
Here, we have a mother chicken protecting her poor little ducklings against a cobra snake. While the mother chicken is hardly a match for a cobra, she remains determined to protect her little ones during the attacks. Ultimately, the cobra realizes it is not worth it. You never mess with a mother. That's a pretty basic lesson everyone has to learn the hard way. Another animal snakes love to attack is defenseless kittens. Here, we have a kitten being strangled by a snake near the snake hole, desperately crying for help. Thankfully, there were humans around who managed to rescue the kitten from being crushed to death by the snake. Upon further inspection, it seemed that the snake had managed to break the poor kitty's hind legs. Pythons can eat any animal, or even human, no matter how bigger it is in size than them. So when this python managed to kill a 2-month-old puppy, it was ecstatic. However, in order to digest the food, the python needs to regurgitate. And while this python did that, the owner of the dog discovered where exactly their puppy had gone. This may be a sight you might want to avoid if you love puppies. This man seems to be having fun dodging the cobra's attacks and playing with him. However, when the cobra got tired of playing, it decided to reach over and attack the man. What else did you expect it to do? If you want something to play with, get a dog and stay as far away from snakes as humanly possible. That's just our advice. Alright, comment below which of these snake attacks shocked you the most. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Facts Junkie, and we'll see you in the next one.